Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me for mission 11. The time requirement is 6 minutes 30 and the orb requirement is 1000. This is probably one of the more fun missions in the game. Short, but still packed with action with enemies who are mostly fun to deal with. This section is probably the easiest place to get a stylish rank in the whole game. All the blades are complete fodder for your infernos and grenades, which is great for gathering orbs and healing in case you take some damage, and there's a low risk of them DTing. Once you deal with these guys, you're going to have to move on to the death side. Out of all the Sin type enemies in the game, this one is probably the most dangerous / annoying. Fights with other Sin type enemies will usually fight you in some kind of confined space, and while that's kind of true here, this place is still too big to actually restrict the scythe, and other places you're going to fight him in are going to be completely open. This enemy sets the standard for the most loathed archetype of enemy in DMC. Phasing enemies. You'll see them again in the Fallen in DMC 3 and Mephistos and Fausts in DMC 4. For starters, not only does he blend into the background visually, but he can literally blend into it physically and sometimes stay there as long as he wants, which gives you no easy way to damage him. Not to mention the fact that most of the time he's too high up to even reach with most attacks, and he can parry any guns aside from the ebony and ivory. But that's nothing compared to his most annoying technique. His pillars. They're hard to see, constantly activating and popping out of nowhere, which sends you flying at the worst of times. The scythe makes a swing at you every time you're popped up by them, so you can kill or bee him as you come back down, but that carries two risks. Number one is that the scythe can parry your kick and either slice you or send you back down into another pillar without warning. The other is that you just miss and hit another pillar anyway, and now you're stuck in this awful loop of dive kicking into a pillar, which shoots you up, only to repeat the cycle again until you get hit. I taunt the scythe a few times not to build DT but to get him to attack. I don't want to risk jumping or moving around too much because of the pillars. Usually I say Inferno is the best way of dealing with a certain enemy, but in this case I'm pretty sure it's the only way of dealing with the Death Scythe once he's close to you. Air Raid just does too little damage and Vortex is a bit inconsistent with how the scythe phases. Once he's close, he tends to circle around you, so Inferno is basically guaranteed damage, even if he phases into a wall. If you don't have any DT, Killer Bee does home in on him, but again, that carries its own risks as discussed earlier. Despite all this, his fight isn't actually that stressful since he refills your DT gauge to full, and your health dropping a large green orb, so there's never any real danger after you finish a fight with him. And finally, we have Nello 2. If you can, try to avoid long jumping onto the middle platform at the start like I did, so you can actually use that green orb if you have to later on. This fight is much like the first one. Nello doesn't have any new moves and the arena can be tricky if you move around too much. I try and keep the entire fight to the central area to avoid random camera changes or Nello teleporting and attacking me from off screen. The same general strategy applies, although Nello blocks more often, takes more to be staggered, and obviously deals more damage and has more health. There's another green orb below this platform which I completely forgot about until the fight was over, so make sure to use that one too if you need it. You can probably see what my MO is here. Attack with charged punches and kicks to build DT, and break his guard, then do a DT'd kick 13 before he can recover. Throw in a grenade here and there to keep my DT up, and if I get caught out, try and DT to lessen the blow. If I need a guaranteed string of attacks, I'll attack from the back, but he's certain to disengage and I can't link an attack chain this way. From the front I can almost get him in a soft loop, but I run the risk of eating a counterattack every time he parries. By not moving so much, I'm also taking away the unpredictability of his ranged attacks. Rolling Blaze is pretty good at keeping me safe at close quarters, and if I don't give him a reason to use range moves, I won't have to worry about them. You can also jump on the side and middle platforms to escape him for a while, but he can follow you to the side ones and still fire at you from off screen if you hop on the middle one. Taking the fight downstairs is also a bad idea if you ask me, due to how often and randomly the camera can change, but if you're desperate for the green orb down there, then go for it. Just like last time, you can think you're bodying him, but he can turn around and kill you in 2 or 3 hits, so don't get complacent like I do. I don't really have anything else much to add about this fight since it's basically the same as the first one, but in an even simpler arena, so I'll just let the gameplay speak for itself. That's all for mission 11. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for mission 12. Take care.